I have become fascinated by key pillars of health that are often overlooked. This fascination developed over the 8 years that I studied one relatively unknown pillar of health, which is our toxic exposures from what we buy and do. It turns out we have many opportunities to hack our toxic exposures, which include chemicals, heavy metals, and electromagnetic fields. I share what I wish I knew sooner about this topic in my book, A to Z of Detoxing, the ultimate guide to reducing our toxic exposures. I have been health conscious from as long as I can remember, but my focus had been on diet and exercise. As I researched scientific studies over 8 years, I was amazed by the key pillars of health that I didn't know about. And I have become passionate about spreading awareness and empowering people with practical tips that consider a holistic and informed perspective on how to optimize our well-being. I've always admired entrepreneurs. The risks they take to innovate the way we live and do business can inspire us to experiment with how to innovate our individual wellness. On May 4th, 2017, I gathered 5 trailblazers to explore what we can learn from how they have innovated their respective areas. I spoke to Dr. Frank Lipman, an internationally recognized expert in integrative medicine, Melanie Whelan, CEO of SoulCycle, Melisse Gelula, co-founder of Well and Good, Levy, president of Thrive Global, which was founded by Arianna Huffington, and Greg Gushee, executive vice president at the Related Companies, one of the largest real estate developers in the world, and one that has been mindful of supporting healthy living and a healthy lifestyle. I named the event Innovators of Wellness. And it was hosted at the gorgeous building by Zaha Hadid at 520 West 28th Street in Manhattan. My special speakers and I talked about the importance of sleep, myths about our diets, gut health, the opportunity for exercise to liberate and elevate our souls, indoor air quality, and other important ways our homes influence our health, and the most cutting-edge wellness trends. From these conversations, I outline a modern and holistic framework to create personal transformation in our own health, energy, fulfillment, and joy.
So welcome everyone to our first Innovators of Wellness event. I'm Sophia Ruan Gushée, the dreamer and creator of this experience, which led me to sleep just 3 hours last night because I can't believe this is happening. I'm a wife, mother of 3, author of A to Z of Detoxing, the only guidebook you'd ever want to hack your toxic exposures from consumer products. I'm a social entrepreneur and advocate of public and environmental health. Since most of you don't know me, I'd like to tell you more about me to explain why I organized this Innovators of Wellness event. I thought I was healthy. From as early as 4th grade, I remember thoroughly enjoying reading about how food could serve my body. I loved reading how nutrients in specific foods could empower my body to do what it was designed to do. Exercise was also a big part of my routine. People often talked about me as being really healthy because I seemed to consistently eat well and exercise regularly. Yet I always felt bad. One chronic symptom was poor energy that would suddenly plummet. I accepted how I felt as my normal because I was the healthiest person in my sphere. Today, at age 44, and 3 kids later, I've never felt better. My energy is finally stable, and other strange chronic symptoms no longer burden me. I believe that one explanation for this change is that I now avoid unnecessary toxic exposures from consumer products. I've realized that minimizing toxic exposures from everyday products is a pillar of health that most people are not familiar with. While health conscious from a young age, it wasn't until my early 30s that I realized that household products expose us to toxic chemicals, heavy metals, and electromagnetic fields. Many of these toxic exposures are unnecessary and avoidable burdens on our bodies. I started learning, or maybe caring, about this while I was the first-time mother with a newborn. It was very upsetting to start learning about this topic when my protective instincts for my newborn was appropriately heightened. Frustrated by how difficult it was for me to consider toxic exposures in my life, I have become passionate about spreading awareness and empowerment about this topic to those who would want to know. My professional background is in distressed investing, high-risk, high-return investments with a focus on real estate. Evaluating distressed situations required diving into new, chaotic situations with imperfect information and a lot of uncertainty. My job was to dive in, learn quickly, identify sound facts from questionable facts, and balance and assess all the information, risks, and uncertainty to make recommendations on how much my team should pay for an investment opportunity and which strategy we should pursue to create value. Even after thorough research and analyses, since we were dealing with imperfect information, high risks, and uncertainty, ultimately, we had to rely on our judgment and instincts. This was my professional training. I loved it, and I was really good at it. I also loved working side by side with entrepreneurs who take unusual risks to pursue the realization of their dreams. As I learned about our everyday toxic exposures, I found myself applying my professional skill sets and experiences to this unknown pillar of health, the toxic exposures from our everyday products. This topic shared similar characteristics to the situations I assessed for work: imperfect information, risks, uncertainty, and conflicting opinions. It also has a fast-growing body of fascinating science that is relevant to everyone. I found it especially relevant to my family and I. I share what I wish I knew sooner about this topic in my book, A to Z of D-Toxing, the ultimate guide to reducing our toxic exposures. And that book has led me to this platform today and brought us all together this morning. During my research, I discovered many interesting things that are not in my book, including other pillars of health that deserve more attention. We have more information than ever on how to be healthy. We have so much information that it can feel noisy and confusing. This morning, we're going to simplify the framework for health and wellness by focusing on key pillars of health with the help of our special speakers. Our special speakers have paved innovative paths in their respective fields. I find innovators fascinating. I've always been intrigued by those who have a minority view, listen really well, either to gut instincts and/or market trends, and have the courage to go off the beaten path to follow inner guidance. In our conversations this morning, we'll get to know our special speakers, both as innovators in their respective arenas, but also as individuals. Each of our speakers has experienced extraordinary journeys that were also not linear paths, and they were paths guided by a unique listening to greater market opportunities they saw and to their gut instincts. I hope our conversations this morning inspire everyone watching in this room and online to innovate your health and wellness with some of our speakers' perspectives, attitudes, and approaches. Because the more we can optimize ourselves, the more we can contribute to our environments.